Welcome back. So the workers of the embattled Mafube Municipality who are due for retirement are in limbo over missing pension money. City Press is reporting that scores of workers had to postpone their retirement after 500 million rand of their pension and retirement fund contributions went missing. Well, now, for more on the story, we are joined by Mr. Dumisane, who is the General Secretary of the South African Municipal Workers Union. Mr. Magagula, a good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, there's so much to really discuss here, 500 million rand, but I'm keen to hear what you're hearing from municipal workers, how many of them who are keen to go on retirement seem to be in limbo and what that's looking like for them.
Good evening, Naredi, and good evening to your viewers as well on Newzroom. Municipal workers are in a desperate situation now. In more than close to 60% of municipalities do not pay over pension funds. The sad state of the affairs is that when workers go on pension, they cannot claim their benefits, while the employers have deducted from their salaries, and they also fail to pay the employer part of the contribution to the pension funds. And this is a bad situation. We've been raising this issue for many years, since early 2012. This matter has been a matter that municipalities have not been able to resolve.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what it looks like in one place and then imagining what it looks like across the various municipalities that you then talk of. I mean, in this particular municipality in Mafube, the reports are that more than 100 employees who were supposed to retire are then in a position where they don't have a choice but to continue working.
Yeah, that's the arrangement that municipalities do now, because the employees cannot go and claim their benefits, so they give them fixed-term contract, but that is also not permanent. It's only for a short while. Currently have 100, but there's been drones of other employees who went through the system, but there are employees who cannot continue to work any longer because of the state of their health. Then there are employees who passed on, and no one is able to claim benefits for those employees. And this problem is not only in Mafube. You have the same problem in Kopanong, you have the same problem in a few municipalities in Eastern Cape and Northwest. And it's a bad situation. We welcome the court judgment, but we also hope that the municipal manager or whoever tries to challenge this thing, they should not use municipal money to go and challenge this court order, because this court order comes after a series of court orders have been given by the High Court against the municipality.
And that ruling in the Bloemfontein High Court, essentially seeing 4 officials of the Mafube Municipality, the order there that they pay back 14 million rand. I mean, I'm keen to hear about just a 14 million rand payback by 4 officials versus 500 million that has simply gone missing. Obviously, I mean, you can make that comparison. Anyone will obviously come to the same sort of conclusion, but the likelihood that we're even going to get that 14 million rand that has been ordered by the court.
Yeah, the 14 million rands where officials are held personally liable, that is the executive mayor, the municipal manager, the CFO, and 1 former administrator, Makaza. This is a landmark ruling of the High Court, because we've had a number of them before, but none of them have held them, the officials, personally liable. This one is only 14 million. There are quite a number of others. That's why the total amount is 500 million. So where there is this particular ruling is on the 14 million, we will now have to see ways to pursue all the other matters to where these officials or officials who were there at the time may be held accountable at a personal level to pay monies that are owed to employees.
Yeah, let's have a little bit more of a reflective conversation here, Mr. Magagula, if you'll allow me. If you've got, close to 100 workers, for instance, in one particular space that are ready for retirement, but unable to do so because their pension and retirement funds simply have not been paid. And so the agreement is that they continue working. And you mentioned how this is a short-term solution that's being put on the table. I'm thinking about the blockage of talent that is then taking place on the tail end of it, where opportunities could have been created for younger employees to enter the system.
It's a bad situation. Okay, those workers at age 70, age 72, how effective can they be to do municipal work and heavy work on a daily basis? This arrangement is only done as an excuse for failure of the municipality. What we want to see is workers who have trusted municipalities with their money, deferred their salaries so that when the time comes and they need this money, they should be able to access it, have now been robbed by municipalities and shortchanged with a fixed-term contract while millions are not accessible to them. We would prefer to see younger people being employed in municipalities, but at the same time, we cannot condone what the municipality is doing. And they don't have a choice. They must keep them in the employ, because if they go home and they don't have access to benefits, then they are just thrown into deep poverty with their families. We have stories of people who could not take their children to school, especially institutions of higher learning, because of this situation. And besides the pension, there are many other atrocities in those municipalities. Third parties are not paid. They cannot access medical aid. They contribute. Medical aid is not paid. They get sick. We've had an employee who died just outside the municipality, having come to claim in Kopanong to claim his money for the medical aid so that he could go to a doctor or a hospital. And right there at the entrance of the municipality, he died. So that's the bad situation that we are facing in the current times, with all these municipalities that are negligent and not paying municipal workers money where they should pay.
Mr. Magagula, from the information that you gather on how this has been taking place, what is it that you're finding? Of course, there's reports that the Municipal Workers Retirement Fund wanting to see the statements from the Mafube Municipality's bank accounts, right? And they're just your understanding on how it is that this diverging of money has been taking place.
Very simple. These municipalities have got two challenges. The first challenge is that the municipalities do not have enough revenue. But the second challenge is even the little money that they get, because they actually run the municipality from the equitable shares. When they receive money, on the very same day, they pay service providers, they pay their friends so that they keep them running. That's what happens in these municipalities. Even if they owe ESCOM or they owe pension fund, when they receive 30, 40 million from equitable share, 24 hours is too long. They would pay 100,000 to a certain catering company, 1 million to another. They pay all these service providers where they divert money back into their pockets. This is what has been happening in all these municipalities. And there is no day this thing will be resolved unless there is consequence for mismanagement in municipalities.
And to your understanding, how long this has been taking place, where this particular municipality, other municipalities in your view, are simply not paying the pension funds that are subtracted from the workers' salaries? How far back? Because that certainly speaks to how little is available to workers, or rather how much should be available to workers, correct?
as far back as 2010, 2012. That's when the first cases were done against these municipalities. That's how bad it is. It's been decades that municipalities have not been able to do the right thing, and nothing has been done. Municipalities owe workers billions of rands that were deferred through the pension fund. Pension funds are sitting with a huge responsibility of having to pay out benefits, but they have not received contributions from municipalities.
Yeah. The City Press, of course, looking at the story, as we highlight that more than 100 workers have been forced to postpone their retirement. Do you think that what has come out from the Bloemfontein High Court will serve as an example to other municipalities? Are you confident in that?
We are confident. We are confident. We are meeting the pension funds adjudicator in this week. We are going to raise this ruling, and we are going to seek a determination that will go to all the municipalities. And we are also looking for the FSCA to take necessary steps against these municipalities because they are holding people's benefits at ransom. So we believe that this is one court order that they cannot evade. And should it be that any municipality or this particular municipality challenges this ruling, we are going to stand on our feet and make sure that we correct and we defend the rights of workers.
All right, let's leave it there. Thank you so much, and keep us updated on some of the interactions that you do have as well. Mr. Dumisane Magagula there, who is the General Secretary of the South African Municipal Workers Union, speaking to us this evening. We take a short break. When we come back, more news. Stay with us.